إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الناس اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الناس اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our khutbah topic for today is about Emaan, which in English is known as faith. The high rank that Emaan possesses is not something to ignore, as it is unquestionably the most important duty, as well as being one of the most important of all obligations. It is because of this that many Muslims embarked upon and competed with each other in directing their attention to trying to fulfill Emaan. They, may Allah be pleased and have mercy upon them, used to tend their Emaan, inspect their actions, and give each other advice. The great scholar Ibn Sa'di, may Allah have mercy upon him, says, "The Muslim who has been granted the tawfiq does not cease from working towards two things. The first is fulfilling Emaan and its subsidiaries and establishing it in speech, action, and state. The second is striving to repel the apparent and hidden forms of fitan, which decrease Emaan. Allah has devised many causes that increase and develop Emaan. If the servant acts on them, their certainty strengthens and their Emaan increases. Allah has elaborated on these in His book, as has His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam in His Sunnah. The following is a summarized selection of actions that will strengthen your Emaan. The first is reciting the Noble Quran and contemplating on it. This is one of the greatest branches of knowledge that can lead to the increase of Emaan. Ibn al-Qayyim, may Allah have mercy upon him, says, "In short, there is nothing more beneficial for the heart than reading the Quran. It repels all of the rebuked characteristics and actions that cause the corruption and the ruin of the heart. Therefore, the Noble Quran is one of the greatest fortifiers of Emaan and the most beneficial reasons behind its increase. However, one must know that the increase of Emaan that arises from the recitation of the Quran does not happen unless one concentrates on understanding the Quran, applying it, and by acting by it. The case is not that he simply reads the Quran without understanding it or contemplating on it. As many people who read the Quran will find it to be their very adversary and opponent on the Day of Judgment. It has been affirmed by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that he said, 'Verily, Allah raises up a people with this book and He abases others.' It has also been affirmed that He sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, 'The Quran is either a proof for you or a proof against you.' So it's a proof for you and it increases your Emaan if you act by it, and it's a proof against you and it decreases your Emaan if you neglect it and do not observe its boundaries. Actions of the heart. In reality, actions of the heart are the foundation of the religion. Actions are not accepted if they are void of any actions of the heart. This is why actions of the heart are mandatory upon everyone, and the abandonment of such actions can never be deemed praiseworthy under any conditions whatsoever. People are of three levels with regard to the accomplishments of these actions. One who oppresses his own self, one who suffices with that which is obligatory, and one who chases after the good. If his heart is pure, there being only love of Allah, love of that which Allah loves, fear of Him and falling into that which He hates, the movements of his limbs will all become sound. Only the heart that is pure is of benefit before Allah, as Allah says, "The day whereon neither wealth or sons will avail, except for the one who comes to Allah with a pure heart." Therefore, if the heart is good, there being only desire of Allah and of that which He desires, the limbs will only proceed towards that which Allah desires. Whenever the heart becomes righteous, with Emaan, truthfulness, sincerity, and love, and no desire for other than Allah is left in the heart, all the limbs will attain righteousness, and they will not move except for Allah, and only in areas that His pleasure will be attained. Ibn al-Qayyim, may Allah have mercy upon him, said, "We will, by the aid and the tawfiq granted by Allah, point out these observations in a manner that will make known the reality of this matter. Allah is the one who grants tawfiq." Actions of the tongue. As for actions of the tongue, like the remembrance of Allah, praising and commending Him, reading His book, sending salah and salam upon His messenger, and other actions that are performed by the use of the tongue, without doubt, performing such actions on a regular basis and often is one of the greatest causes for the increase of Emaan. Shaykh Ibn Sa'di, may Allah have mercy upon him, says, "One of the causes that procures Emaan is to greater the remembrance of Allah at all times and to supplicate much, which is the core of worship. Just as Emaan calls to much remembrance, whoever loves Allah will mention Him much. As the saying goes, he who loves something will increase their mention of it. Indeed, love of Allah is Emaan, or rather, it is its spirit." Ibn al-Qayyim mentioned that the remembrance has 100 benefits. He listed 73 of these benefits, such as remembrance repels shaitan, it pleases the most benefit, causes depression and anxiety to disappear, brings joy and happiness, it strengthens the heart and the body, illuminates the face and the heart, brings out sustenance, and many other tremendous benefits that he mentioned. May Allah have mercy upon him, which are attained because of the remembrance of Allah. Undoubtedly, the greatest and the most beneficial benefit in the remembrance of Allah is the fact that it increases Emaan, strengthens it, and stabilizes it. Allah says, "And remember Allah much so that you may succeed." وأقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه.